broadly defines intelligence as this, as a set of skills or competence or ways of knowing. He said there is 7 ways that information enters your brain. 7 different ways. The theory of multiple intelligence does not show us how smart people are, rather how people are smart. I'm smart my way. Amy is smart her way. Tristan is smart his way. Miss Green is smart her way. Everyone in here, you're smart your own way. So when you hear a statement, oh, she's just not a smart girl, what does that mean? Because information can enter my brain 7 different ways. So because it's entering my brain one way, and it's entering your brain one way, that does not mean because you're the educator and we have 2 different learning styles that I'm not smart. You have an entry, I have an entry. Information is getting there. We both are getting it. So what does that say? That means that a connection has to happen. Something has to take place. This is one mistake I used to make in the classroom. I would want to always color. I wanted to always use color. I promise. I love colors because I'm spatial. When I took the multiple intelligence test, my 3 dominant areas were I was spatial, verbal linguistic, and musical. I'm going to go over these different styles with you. Musical means I do the same thing over and over repetitiously. I found myself, when I come in the house, I put my keys in the same spot every day. I take the same route everywhere I go. I don't like to change up. When I get up out of bed, I do the same thing. I sit on the side of the bed, I look up, I say, Lord, I thank you. And then I make it on and go into the restroom. I mean, it's just a routine. I don't change. Musical people are routine people. Structure goes back to the stringer. They are highly structured people. I remember when I used to be married, he would say, you always do the same thing over and over again. I'm just wired that way. That's how information comes in my brain. I can't change it. So what I had to do is when I got into the classroom, I had to start allowing myself to be okay with change. Oh, boy. That means that I had to become a little flexible. I had to allow room for kinesthetic people. Let me tell you the difference. Kinesthetic people, when I was working at Paul Mitchell, and I was the daytime core teacher, and she was the nighttime core teacher. We had one classroom we had to share. I am spatial, I'm musical, and I'm linguistic, verbal linguistic. She was kinesthetic, she was spatial, and she was math logic. And I'm going to go over all these different types. I will leave in the afternoon. Class put right back in place. She can come right in and teach. No problem, because I'm lining everything back up. I don't even know if y'all saw me when I started picking up those books, picking up those pens, and started gathering stuff. Because in my mind, it's sending a message to me that, okay, something is unstructured, let me put structure back in place. That's the kind of environment that I thrive in. I will come in the mornings, and she was the evening teacher. Oh my God, I was just about to have a fit. She would have stuff all over the place. I mean, the mannequins would be lined back up. I'm like, line the stuff back up. If I gave it to you lined back up, put it back on the shelf. And I mean, she would, and I go by the syllabi. So if the syllabi said we're on this handout and we're doing this, the syllabi is in order in the drawer. Oh, she would pull the folds out and just leave them there. So I would have to come in an extra 20 minutes early just to put it back in place so that I could think. And it was the most uncomfortable thing for me. And let me tell you, it was a setup from the director of the school in Powell Mitchell. She said that they purposely did that because I needed to be able to come out of that way of routine and structure to be able to reach a student who was like that. So do I get frustrated with that student and say, what is wrong with you? Why you got stuff all over the place? Why you don't line your book up? Here, line this up. Nice, neat. Put this right here, put this right here. Now what if I did a student like that? Look at Mr. Jones looking like, hold up. But with him having it like this, it works for him. That works for him. That's an organized clutter. So does that mean that he's not learning? Does that mean that he does not care?
It means he's not stepping.
It means that he's not stepping around. So as educators, what we find ourselves doing, whatever the dominant intelligence is, those three, we find ourselves trying to force the class to go that way. Not gonna happen. That's why when I've encouraged some of you guys, I said, come on, let's get up out of our seats. Look, I'm the last person want to do all this movement, kinesthetic people, and I hear, oh, I know how you feel. It's like if I can sit right there in my chair and still project my voice, hit the right pitch, express when I need to, I can do all of that from the chair. But guess what? I have kinesthetic people who need me moving around. They gotta be moving around. So I gotta be able to adapt to them as well. Because if I don't, then I lose them. And then the engagement in this learning environment, it becomes a disconnect. You are no longer paying attention to me, and you are somewhere in visionary land with what's more important to you because of the disconnect. So with that being said, we're going to look in our books and we're going to look at the tab that talks about multiple intelligence.